wrote this book. I don't know how many people here read The Republic, Plato's Republic? Nice, light, easy reading, right? I thought, if I take that stoic wisdom that Churchill and Aurelius and all the boys used and give that to my sisters, imagine what we could do. I don't know, how many of your mothers talk to you about Adam Smith and capitalism? Plato and the Polis? You know, my mom didn't talk to me about that. And I thought, it's time for us to talk to our daughters about that. It's time for us to talk to our sons about that. And so I wrote this book. I dedicated it to Trevor. We launched on International Women's Day, and we broke even that weekend. And you know, I had people tell me, you'll never get that book into the bookstore. Have you ever had someone tell you can't do something? I had people say, you'll never get that perfume into the perfume stores. And you know what I did? I took that advice of Marcus Aurelius, and I added the Socratic method. This is very important. Grow with friends, ask good questions. So when someone tells you you can't do something, you ask a question back. You don't get defensive. So when they said, you'll never get that perfume into the perfume store, I said, why? Is that what happened to you the last time you made a perfume? Oh, you didn't make a perfume, and you want to tell me what I can and can't do. Try it. It's called the cheeky Socratic method. So I wrote the book, and I continued to, and I'll tell you, we actually turned down a very large publisher. Always follow your ethics in everything you do. They wanted to turn it into a business book. It's in 6th edition. I said, what about the nurses and the teachers that want this book? And we kept it, the book. We didn't give it to the publisher. And I'll tell you why. Because when a woman in Nova Scotia has the courage to tell me she can't afford that book, I get to give it to her. And there's always a few tears. And if my mom on welfare had ever been given something like this, I think she could have had a different life. I don't ever choke up about this. I'm not sure why, and I haven't even had a drink yet. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be a red wine waiting for me afterwards. Somewhere. So, after the book, I kept reading about Afghanistan. And I read about this man, Abdullah. And when I thought the same people were knocking over this brave man's distillery, he needs a buyer. I'm going to help him. And I flew to Ottawa. I met with Sita within a week of reading about him. And I said, help me find Abdullah. And that's how you use your government, right? They're there to serve us. And they knew the people that did the study, the NGO, that proved if you paid $10,000 for a liter of rose oil, $8,000 for a liter of orange, you could get the farmers off the illegal poppy crop. And so I had no money. The banks wouldn't give me a loan. I put 1 cup of oil on my Visa card. I found a perfumer, and we launched on International Women's Day. We broke even in 6 weeks. We were on the front page of the Globe. And you know, the same day that I was on the front page of the Globe and Mail from my region, I was also in the tabloid. We have this tabloid that makes fun of people. I don't know, we like Coronation Street. It's a thing we've got, you know, in Nova Scotia. And my son came home from the schoolyard. We don't read it. At the time, he was a teenager. And it said, oh, Barb Stegemann, the Messiah, is going to save Afghanistan with her 1 cup of oil. That's kind of how I imagined the way they said it. I said to my son, do you believe in what we're doing? And do you understand that we need to take 1 step and just start? And we'll never save the world in 1 day, but if we don't start, we'll never get there.